Well, Sixer Nation, a new potential free agent target has emerged, a player who will have a lot of interest from contenders, and the 76ers absolutely need to jump on this opportunity because it is one of their biggest areas of need this offseason. So we will talk about why this is important, if it could actually happen, and why they should probably go ahead and pay a little bit of a premium. We'll get into all of it. Welcome in. This is Philly Take with RB. We cover this team every single day. Hit the like button at the end of the video if you do enjoy it and subscribe to the channel. So let's go ahead and talk about what came out yesterday and why the 76ers should do everything they can to go out and pursue Kevon Looney. Okay, Evan Sideri puts this out on Twitter yesterday. Kevon Looney will likely be released by the Golden State Warriors to save money on their tax bill, per Tim Kawakami. Only $3 million of Kevon Looney's $8 million salary this upcoming season is guaranteed until it fully locks in on June 24th. If Looney is released, expect plenty of interest. Now, again, this guy, Evan Sideri, has been putting out a lot of things. Sometimes he doesn't really say much. Obviously, Kevon Looney will have a lot of interest if he, becomes a free agent. I agree with that. But it is interesting when you think about it from Golden State's perspective. This is a player they drafted back in 2015, a first-round pick, a guy who has been there through the ringer, through the ups, the downs, all the great times. And it almost feels like he's a lifelong Warrior. I mean, he has been, but it feels like he would be for his entire career. There may be ways for them to try to keep him. Maybe they go ahead and restructure the contract, etc. if he wants to be there and he's willing to work with them. Maybe that happens and he doesn't become a free agent. But you also think about the Warriors, right? Klay Thompson's probably on his way out. They're entering that next phase. They're trying to develop some of those young guys. So I also could see it on the other end being, well, yeah, Kevon Looney served his time, did his, job, great stuff by him, won 3 championships, and now it's time to move on to the next guy. So we're going to act as if Kevon Looney is going to get released here based on what Evan Sideri put out so that the Warriors could save money even though they go into the tax every single year. But anyway, let's go ahead and look at Kevon Looney's stats. So, Kevon Looney, this past season, averaged 4.5 points per game. He averaged 5.7 rebounds. He started in 36 games. And this is what he has pretty much done his entire career, right? He started a lot of games, eats up minutes. He is one of the classic, typical, old school centers that still remain in the NBA because they don't come into the NBA like this anymore. Most players who were dominant like this, have all faded away because now you have centers that come in and they can do everything. They can shoot, they can dribble. They can even run the damn offense. And guys like Kevon Looney, guys like, Andre Drummond, right? They usually start to settle now into these backup roles and, just provide maybe 1 or 2 key things that a team needs. So Kevon Looney is only 28 years old. Like, he is not old at all. But since he has not transformed his game to a modern day center, he's probably going to end up either being a starter / backup center that doesn't play, 30, 35 minutes a night. And as you saw right here, he only played 16 minutes this past season. So I could probably see him playing maybe 15 to 20 minutes per night for a team going forward. And the 76ers need to jump on this. Once again, we'll look at the contract here. $8 million owed this upcoming season. But if he is cut, he will become an unrestricted free agent. And a lot of suitors will be in because of the few things he does really well. And those are some of the things that the Sixers 100% need. They need a guy who can come in, oh, by the way, be a damn good rebounder. They need a guy who can come in, protect the paint. Because let's be honest, when Joel Embiid went out this past season, they just did not have the personnel to hold up. You know what I mean? They didn't have guys already that were pretty good at rebounding. Tobias Harris never gave us anything rebounding wise. And then the backups were more of undersized players or guys like Mo Bamba who really just did not have much left in the tank at all. And the Sixers did not address it or go out and get a backup center. You bring in a Kevon Looney, you know what he's going to give you every single night, right? Go back a few years. The Sixers knew what they were going to get with Andre Drummond. They knew what they were going to get with Dwight Howard, and Paul Reed obviously struggled just because, he's 6'9". He's not really a backup center. He's more of a power forward and needs to develop his game offensively. But again, with Kevon Looney, you know that you're not going to get shooting. You're not going to get a lot of offense in any way, right? He's a pretty good passer, but other than that, it's not like he's a master at dribble handoffs and, he's going to work off the dribble. Nothing like that. He's going to come in, be rock solid. He's one of the best offensive rebounders in the NBA, and he's a pretty good rim protector. So that's really what you're getting in Kevon Looney, and he could come in every single night and do his job. Now, the other thing that I think gets tricky is how do you sell him on Philadelphia, right? Because if he has a lot of teams willing to take him on, well, what's going to be the determining factor? One, it would be money, right? Would the Sixers be willing to go a little bit above the other offers, given all their cap space, to get a reliable backup center? I don't think it's a bad idea. When we go and we look at the available backup centers this offseason, there's not much to choose from, right? Jonas Valanciunas, maybe. James Wiseman, who's a restricted free agent, not even an unrestricted. Nick Claxton's probably going to get starter money. Isaiah Hartenstein, starter money. Mo Wagner, Daniel Tice. I'm not really interested in any of these guys. So, look, if Kevon Looney becomes available, he supplies the one trait that you absolutely need in rebounding, especially offensive rebounding. And I think the way you sell him, in addition to the money, is, well, you're coming to a place like Philly. Sure, you're going to be titled as the backup center, but we know Joel Embiid is not going to be available all season. So if Joel Embiid goes down, we are going to need you to step in and be that veteran presence and come in and get a lot of minutes, and produce for this team. So that's how I think they sell Kevon Looney. You're going to probably end up being a starter at some point this season. You're playing behind a guy like Joel Embiid, who obviously you can learn from him. He can learn from you. And at the end of the day, we can probably pay you a pretty good amount. That is what the Sixers need to do in the simplest terms to go out there and lure Kevon Looney. Again, not a lot of options to choose from. Not a lot of players here that I would say, yeah, let's go take a bank on that. Valanciunas, 32 years old. I mean, I'd rather take Looney at 28. But at the end of the day, Kevon Looney is a 3-time champion. He has that pedigree. He has been with those great teams, so he can also kind of relay that wisdom and just have that veteran knowledge here with the Philadelphia 76ers. I know it sounds very basic, but it is true. I think Kevon Looney will have a lot of interest, and if the Warriors do let him go, he needs to be on the top of the list for the Sixers because they have to figure out this backup center situation. They pretty much plummeted for 2 months because they could not fulfill that role. And we don't know what's going to happen with Paul Reed. Maybe he gets waived, maybe not. Who knows what's going to happen if they bring in anybody else. Maybe they draft the guy. I don't know. But this guy right here makes a lot of sense for Philadelphia. Do you agree or disagree? Give me your thoughts down below in the comments section. Kevon Looney to the Sixers. We'll have to wait and find out. Appreciate everybody tapping in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That being said, I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.